This is Braun Strowman, the monster among men, and you're listening to the Bob Culture Podcast with your host,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a very special Synergy Wrestling episode of the BCP. Before we get to our featured guest at this time, please welcome back to the show the co-hostess with the mostest, the heartbreak chick herself, and the queen of the indies, Miss Tiffany. Tiff, what's up? How you doing over there?
What's going on here? We got the crown now. We've upgraded from, all the podcasts. Kyle was calling me the Burger Queen, so I am the queen of the indies. So I don't know. It's not as gorgeous as the Synergy crown, though. So
There it is.
I don't know.
Nice time. The queen is here. All hail the queen. Tiffany, thanks again for being here. Always an honor. We are not worthy. And guys, speaking about not being worthy, please welcome to the show ahead of his Synergy Wrestling Heatseekers event, August 29th in Hillsborough here in New Jersey. The owner and head honcho over at Synergy Wrestling, our good pal, Mr. Colin West. Colin, what's up, man?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. More importantly,
I'm sitting here. I'm trying to figure out if Tiffany putting over the crown being beautiful was just her low key trying to make a pass at TJ Crawford. I can't figure it out. But
He's not on the husband list, though.
yeah, look. What is it? Because he's 5'8"? Some of us are just 5'8". Some of us are just 5'8". Tiff.
That's okay, but he's no Anthony Gangone. He's no Alex Zane. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I can already tell this is gonna be a lot of fun.
Crying in his bedroom. It's fine.
It's okay. I'll give him a hug. But I don't know. I'm a little mad that but I don't know what's gonna happen. Casey's gonna come for that crown. He's saying.
Okay. Oh, Casey's. I have it on good authority. I'm actually filming a pay-per-view panel tonight with a couple of people, Wrestling News World, and Casey is the special guest, and I firmly expect her to be coming on to tell me that she's in for Saturday. I'm just gonna scoop you on that. I will be surprised if she's not wrestling for the crown on Saturday. I'm not trying to lead you on. I'm not trying to anything. I will legitimately, real life, be shocked if she's not wrestling Saturday.
Ooh, our girl, Rob. Our girl. It's our girl.
Watch streamers, I think, already. So can't wait.
I already watched streamers. So
I love that girl. I love that woman. She is as tough as nails and just a kind-hearted person and living proof that sometimes women just marry the wrong dude.
There it is. Wow, already.
Wow.
There it is.
Wait,
Colin, let's take it there right now, man. Why not right out of the gate, man? Shots fired.
Salt right down my forearm.
Yeah, for someone who's big fan of the indies and all you guys do, I'm so happy to see indie shows running right now. You did a Q&A or like a little Facebook Live not too long ago, and there were some Brandon Kirk shots. So this is going to be my first Synergy event. I'm super stoked for it, man. I've heard nothing but great things. I know a lot of the competitors, but there's something, and I'm familiar with Brandon, but there's something between you and Brandon here that's not, you guys aren't on the same page, and I think that's putting it nicely. What's going on here?
I'm a good person.
Okay.
No, this is where things are, and I've said it on other podcasts, and I'll say it here. There is this narrative being perpetrated by Brandon Kirk that somehow I'm screwing him since day one. He said it in the promo, that I've been screwing him since day one. I don't really understand how. He was on the day one roster. He's been in multiple main event matches. He beat Homicide in a street fight. He won a number one contenders match. Nicholas K rehired him after I fired him, and I didn't get in the way of any of these things. If I hated Brandon Kirk, and this is like shoot. If I hated Brandon Kirk, whether it was a story or whether it was real, he wouldn't be working here. And even if it was fake, then why in the world, in quote unquote fake wrestling land, would I let him do any of these things? Would I let him be in a number one contenders match if the story was that I hated him, right? So I just have come to this conclusion that he's been using me as a crutch for failure for a really long time. And every time he comes up short, it must be Colin's fault because Colin's out to get him and Colin's this and Colin's that. And maybe you're just scared that you can't beat Frightmare. So you're building your excuse in ahead of the match. I don't know. All I know is that Frightmare has not lost a singles match by pinfall submission since November of 2018.
Yay.
That's it. Since he lost to Great Chambers in the 2018 match of the year, won a triple threat match for the title, draw with Joe Gacy in a 30-minute Iron Man match, vacated it, scrapped his way back to win it, and has not lost it since. So maybe, just maybe, this is just another example of Brandon Kirk going to a promotion, hitting a ceiling, and realizing he's not good enough to be the man.
Oh, wow.
Just like it's Randy Carver's fault at Limitless, right? Just like it's Brett Lauderdale's fault at GCW or Danny DeMonto's fault at ICW or anywhere else that he's gone. It's always the promoter holding them down. And maybe, homie, you're just a really good wrestler.
Wow,
it's funny because I did chat with Brandon. I mean, you were in the chat saying a lot of stuff to Brandon in my chat. We had
Look,
him.
I mean, I'm not getting into the real life stuff about how I did the drives with Brandon, and he was asking me all sorts of stuff about whether or not he found the right woman for him. And then all of a sudden, when things didn't go right at Synergy professionally, I don't get an invite to the man's wedding. I mean, it's stuff like it's. There's a lot there, but what we don't talk about is that 5 years ago, we're standing in a parking lot after another wrestling promotion's awards dinner. And he's talking about how all of his trainers, except for Danny, have retired and quit the business, and they've had kids and their backs hurt. And he's scared because he doesn't know if he's ever going to make it. And we had this really deep conversation. And he stayed around the business, and now he's Brandon effing Kirk. And we don't talk about that. There's a small part of my heart that likes watching my former friend do really well. And my heat with Brandon isn't that he's succeeding. I love to watch people succeed. My heat with Brandon is that when he fails, it's always somebody else's fault. It's always my fault. No, homie, I didn't lose that match. You know, I didn't get let go from this company. It's that I was always the first guy online to give him a hug when he succeeded. And now all of a sudden it's like I was never that guy for him. So whatever it is, whatever the heat is, I've said it before, and you can believe me or you can not believe me. If he wins on Saturday, I'm not going to like it, but I'm not going to get in his way.
Wow.
I'm not outside.
But wait, can we have a heel turn of Colin him costing Brandon Kirk the championship?
That occurred to me as well.
Why would that occur to you? And let me say this. I've never lied to you, right?
No,
never
did.
So if I was going to do something really messed up on Saturday, that would be a pretty big lie. And it would be a pretty big violation of the trust that you have in me to come on the podcast, not as Colin West, the promoter of Synergy Wrestling, but as a person. And if I did that on Saturday, I couldn't be a reliable, trustworthy guest on your show anymore. I'd have to be a persona, right? I'd have to come on here as a gimmick and talk to you and not as a human being. And so I'd really have to be willing to give all that up.
It's in the clouds now. It's in the clouds.
I'd have to really be willing to give all that up just to do something really, really shocking.
Lots of real talk here from Mr. West, telling it like it is. And that match is going to be great. We don't know who's going to come out with that title or the championship, but I will say is like we always say here, the real winners, the fans for sure. Now, I've never been to a Synergy. I know, cheesy line, but we got to do it anyway. But I've never been to a Synergy event. I love we don't really have sports right now in the sense that we can go enjoy them and events and all that. And I'm so thankful that here in New Jersey, are you a New Jersey guy originally, Colin?
I am a lifer.
Yeah,
Always been.
My man, pork roll or Taylor ham?
See, here's the problem with me. I'm born in New Jersey, in
Okay.
North Jersey.
Okay.
So it's Taylor ham. Then I went to school in South Jersey, and it was pork roll. Then I lived lived and hung out in the Central Jersey area for a while, so it was Taylor roll or pork ham. I got very confused. And now I don't think the backstory on it is that a guy named Taylor invented pork roll and sold it as Taylor's pork roll ham. And so legit, it's both. Get over yourselves. It's fried meat. It's going to kill you. Call it whatever you want.
You ain't wrong. You ain't
It's
wrong.
delicious. Put it on a bagel with some cheese and a fried egg, some SPK, and we do our thing. That's it.
Man, that is a great answer, man. But more importantly, I've been so happy to actually be able to go to these wrestling events, drive-ins, however we can safely do it, man. I'm so happy to go to a Synergy show. How much does it mean to you right now to be able to put on a show and entertain the fans in this crazy 2020?
Stressful as fuck, dude. I really like that we're doing it. I mean, look, it's really unfair that nature or rain god Jesus or whatever you pray to or believe in or don't believe in is sending me COVID and Hurricane Laura at the same time, and I got to figure out whether we're getting a tent for this Saturday or what we're doing or what the actual forecast is, because at one point it's 90%, now it's 50%, then it's 70%, then it's 20, and I'm so confused because
Wait, you're gonna do the rain dance,
right? I just wanted to see that. That's all that was. I was talk about weather until Tiff did that. My queen. Legit though, and Tiffany knows, there's nothing else I want to do on this planet.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I've done other things. I love managing. I've had the privilege of managing people like Arcadia in the past, and a bunch of other people. Mike Dell I've managed for a time, and that was a blast. Right down to, a guy that I miss very much who passed away a couple of years, Mike Davis. And that's been a blast. And commentary, especially with Corvus, commentary is one of my favorite things to do, but this is my favorite thing to do of anything. And figuring out a way to give people actual interactive, hey, we give a crap and listen to you and not just take your money wrestling when you have limited choices is something that I felt really strongly about. I think it's really important because right now we're all stuck, and it doesn't matter if you like baseball the way they're giving you baseball. That's what you get.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you like television wrestling the way it's being presented to you. That's what you get, and you're going to like it or you're not going to get anything. So, and even other companies, they're just going to give you what they want to give you, and that's it. Right. But I realized that I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm probably not the smartest person on this Skype call right now. Probably not. Probably definitely not. Probably definitely not.
Not true.
So my thing is, okay, even if I'm smarter than one wrestling fan, I'm not smarter than everybody. And if everybody is yelling at me, yo, this sucks, this is good, give us more of this person, why would I not listen to you? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have such limited options. And you're not telling me, what people seem to not get is, okay, perfect example. Rob.
Yeah.
Who's someone on TV wrestling, that you think desperately needs a push. Desperately needs to be seen more, desperately needs to get over, desperately needs to, like, it's just, you want to see more of, and you think they're being underutilized.
Man, until recently, I would have said Apollo. He's obviously gotten the push.
Okay.
I'd like to see more of Shotzi, for
Perfect.
sure.
Okay. Are you saying that Shotzi Blackheart needs to go 100-0 in her next 100 matches and win the NXT Women's Championship and main event WrestleMania?
No, not that way.
Just saying you want to see her more, right?
Yes,
and you want to see her have, for lack of a better word, juicier roles on television, more to sink her teeth into, right?
Yeah, more spotlight, yeah.
That's the point. I care about who people want to see more. You don't want stuff to get boring and predictable.
Right.
You want to say, like, hey, man, we really want to see, the guy I always go back to is Cesaro. Hey, man, they're really not using Cesaro well, and everybody wants. Nobody is saying that Cesaro needs to go 5,000-0, beat Brock Lesnar in 12 seconds, decapitate the Fiend, win all the belts. Like, they're just saying, we want to see more Cesaro. We want to see him in bigger matches with better opponents and more high-profile situations. That's it.
Yeah.
And so, in a sea of places that have very talented rosters, that's how I can stand out, especially during a pandemic. That's how I can provide for people. Okay, you really care about Jordan Oliver. People really care about Jordan Oliver here. That doesn't mean that Jordan needs to win everything. That doesn't mean that Jordan needs to be, but Jordan, why would I say, okay, Jordan, you're going to do this and you're going to be on TV for 6 minutes this month? That would be dumb, because you want to see him for longer. You don't always want to know what's going to happen.
Right.
You want to be surprised. But if you tell me, I love Matt McIntosh, I love Jordan Oliver, I love to boo LSG. Hell, if you say to me, and people have, I like Brandon Kirk, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't, because I'm giving you a wrestling product. It is for you. It's not for me. If I want to put something together that I want to see, I can do that I can go cosplay Vince, buy myself a copy of WWE 2K19 and do a create a roster. It's not for me. It's for you.
Yeah.
I love that you 2K19, by the way, and not 2K20. Because
I'm not buying dog shit.
Oh my God, I have to say this. Like, I've been
My
supporting.
God, you can throw him into an alligator's mouth.
I can definitely say this about Colin, right? I've been following Synergy for about a year now, right? We know each other about like a year. And I always say this, right? Like, okay, the Queen of the Indies. And I've been I've been so fortunate to like be able to travel and see a bunch of independent promotions. But it's about everything I've learned to make me continue to go back to these promotions. And it's so funny. I go back to the first time that I went to Synergy Wrestling, and I was at the door. I was like one of the first ones that enter in, and me and Colin barely knew each other, and he gave me a hug. And like, I will never forget that. And I'm like, this guy is the best. And I love coming to your promotion because it's so welcoming, and I want to bring all my friends. I wish I could stuff them in like a clown car and bring them all with me all the time. But I'm always constantly preaching Synergy Wrestling because it's everything. I feel everything from it. I feel it from you. You care about your roster very much. You care about your fans. You protect your fans. The last show that I was at, you were there. You were the one person. I'm letting everybody know he was the one there making sure the distance of the chairs. There was giving everybody sanitizer. Like, I felt so safe even with everything going on with the pandemic. And I know every time I go there, I'm going to walk out so happy. And I love the venue, and I'm still waiting for my cot, and I'm still waiting for my jacuzzi to be in this venue. Okay?
I'm going to say this, though, and I'm going to give all credit to where credit is due. I took a lot of notes on how Brett and GCW did things when they came back, like Indianapolis, that show outdoors, and just you saw how they distanced people for TOS and Jimmy's Jersey Shore this past weekend.
I was there.
Look, these are people who are going to give you a wild outlaw mud show and make sure nobody gets sick.
Yep.
Like, that's what you want. Like, how much more can you ask of people? And you're like, well, oh yeah, look at you kissing GCW's ass. GCW does not need me to do anything for them. They don't need me to do them any favors. But if somebody's doing things great, I'm going to put it over because they're doing things great. It's simple as that.
There too, like the guy there was guys walking around. Do you want sanitizer? And it was like, okay, yeah, like it was great, and it's like that's what, as a fan, that I want to feel comfortable at, right? Like I want to feel comfortable. I've been to promotions where I won't go back because I've gotten those bad feelings and those bad vibes of promotions, and then I hear backstage stuff and I'm like, no, I'm not supporting, promotions like this. But I'm definitely one that I can sit here and I can vouch till I'm blue in the face about Synergy Wrestling. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this interview if I felt, differently, but I can't stress enough, like, how much I appreciate you, Colin, and everything that you throw on the table here. Like, I can't thank you enough. So,
I mean, I'm great.
Oh, wait. You're pretty. No. Remember, you said that TJ was supposed to tell you you're pretty, so you're pretty.
So pretty.
No, it's crazy. Like, I just, the less I try to think like a promoter and somebody inside the business and blah, blah, blah. And the more I try to think like you or where I used to sit, you know what I'm saying? The better off I am. Like, really? I don't want to hear your backstage beef. I don't want to hear your politics. I don't want to hear your drama. I don't want to hear your crap. It's fun for about 20 minutes. And then you're like, all right, so y'all gonna just not make me dislike wrestling for a minute? Like, I don't want to know who has, like, if I'm a fan, like invest me in other ways. Maybe make your wrestling good. I don't need to know about your crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to feel guilty about going to somebody else's show because, oh, I'm not supposed to be there because I go to this show or I didn't. No, that sucks. Yeah. That sucks. And you should never feel like that. Like, I don't care who anybody ever thinks that Colin West might have a problem with. Who cares? Go to their show. Support the wrestlers. Go. Absolutely. And I think that was a really good thing that you touched on. It's like, it's not about that. No. And life's too short. We're all worried about who's going to get COVID. We're all worried about whose grandparents are going to make it through the year. I don't care who DM'd whose girlfriend. Get over it.
It should be about the wrestling.
Also, don't DM people's girlfriends.
Yeah, don't be sweet, okay? And don't go in my DMs either, because
you don't need to DM somebody's girlfriend. Just subscribe to their OnlyFans. Everybody's got one.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Rob, is there something you want to tell us? Where's
Rob?
No,
that is not happening.
Where's the BCP Patreon, homie? Where is it?
We do have a Patreon, but this is way before all this fans only stuff. No one, I want to make money here, please. But
come on now, man. Is there what are the tiers in the BCP Patreon? I gotta know.
Oh, I just revamped them. It's everything from shout outs to merch to, as we always say here, shameless promo, all that kind of stuff too.
How much for feet pics?
It's funny. Some of the stories some of the guests have told us about that specific topic. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong.
I'm here for it.
I will not.
I'm so here for it.
I will not be doing that. No. Not what we're about here on the BCP. Everyone do your own thing.
Promoter canceled 3 days before his own event. Good. This is where we are.
Well, speaking about the event and shameless promo, let's talk a little bit about the card here, man. You mentioned Arcadia taking on a good friend of ours who's always been very good to us, Mr. Joe Gacy's last appearance, I believe, here at Synergy Wrestling. Tell us a little bit about that one. I see a couple fatal four-way matches as well. Tell us a little bit about the card for some of the fans that might want to come to this event.
Joe Gacy Arcadia was not scheduled to be a part of this show. period. And then Joe Gacy messaged me and he said, "Hey, bud, August 29th is probably the last chance I'm going to have to work for you."
I love that.
And I said, "What do you want to do?" And the first name he threw out was Arcadia. I called Arcadia and he said, "Hey, man, I'm not wrestling. Why?" And I said, "Joe Gacy." And he said, "I'll start training." That's all 1,000,000% true.
I love it.
Exactly. And that's why I say this one's not about me at all. This one's not about synergy at all. This is about two guys who respect each other, who have respected each other's work for a real long time. And if you know anything about wrestling, there's a lot of things you see on pieces of paper backstage, and there's a lot of things that you see here and there. The only thing that's on the piece of paper that references them at all backstage is Joe Gacy versus Arcadia, referee Ryan T. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else, sometimes being a smart promoter or a smart owner means shutting up and letting people do their job and do what they do. And knowing that these two guys are going to do something special if I just shut up and get out of the way. Arcadia is, besides running Synergy, managing Arcadia is the other great privilege of my wrestling career. If I don't do anything else, that's it. He is special. I've gotten to walk him to ringside to wrestle Leo Rush, Jonathan Gresham, and just name after name after name after person after person after person. And he is special, incredibly special. And I don't need to tell you what Joe Gacy is and who Joe Gacy is. And I don't need to fill in the blanks past this is Joe Gacy's last match for Synergy. If I was that kind of guy, I would say maybe there aren't any other matches after this one for Joe Gacy either. Maybe when I say Gacy's last stand, it is because he's getting on a plane the next day. Maybe I'm not lying to people and saying that the last stand is the last stand. And if you want to see it, this is where you see it.
It's exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you're huge with Arcadia. I know I've heard you on other podcasts talk about him, that you would love for him to come back. And I've heard other wrestlers talk about him to come back out of retirement for this as well. So this is really special. This is such a special pay-per-view. I feel like every pay-per-view that you have is special.
Well, there were about five or six people who Arcadia would have come out of retirement for. And I mean, I'll be very honest with you, the number one that he will come out of retirement for is Jordan. He'll wrestle Jordan. Those two have a respect for each other. There is a move in Jordan Oliver's moveset called the Matthew, which is Arcadia's first name, and it's named for him. That's a match that if Arcadia and Jordan both want it, they can have here anytime they want. But this is and honestly, if Jordan was not in Texas this weekend, this match would have been a triple threat.
Oh, my goodness.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to stop Jordan from getting that money. I don't want him to be young, dumb, and broke forever. I would like him to be slightly older, broke, and middle class. That's where I want Jordan. That's where I want Jordan. Because I love that man, and I love his girlfriend, and I love how good he is to his people. And he will be back in September, and so will his opponent, and I will be name-dropping that match on Saturday.
Oh, I love it. We're all about the name dropping here.
Oh my God. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the 10 best matches I've ever booked in my life.
Oh my God, I'm excited. Buy the tickets now. Buy them now.
And it might not even be the best match on the September show, but we're only in August right now, so.
Oh my God, I'm already excited.
Oh no, September is baller. September is our 20th live event and our 3rd birthday show. So you know I have to go.
Yeah.
You know I have to go.
I love that you do a lot of charity ones too, and I know you were supposed to do one for the autism awareness. It's on the schedule.
It will probably be, if I'm being honest, it will probably be next spring because I'm not doing it without fans. I'm not doing it with a small fan base. And not for any reason other than that'll be 100% that'll be 100% donation show. So why would I not want to get as many people there as possible to raise as much money as possible? It would be short selling the people that I'm doing it for.
Of course. And like we were planning, it was me, Ray, Hill Pops and Chair Shots, Queen of Any. We were all talking about we wanted to do something for that show as well. And we still want to do it. So I can't wait that like when things are back to whatever the norm is and you start getting the fans back, that I still want to be part of this. And that's what I love again about the synergy, all of it. It's just great. Like it makes me feel good knowing that you do things like this. You know, that like it's legit, right? Because we hear this all the time too.
If I'm not doing these things, then why am I here? Like if I'm in indie wrestling, if I'm running an indie wrestling company to make $1 million, I'm stupid and I'm in the wrong business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can put sandwiches on my table. I'm good. You know, either you get to do what you love and you get to make money, and very rarely you get to do both at the same time. So it is just that. And the autism show is going to be great because I'm actually working with this really cool group of people called the Star Throwers down in Flemington. And it's all young adults between 18 and 25 who are transitioning out of high school into adulthood, who are on the spectrum in some way or form. And they're telling me what their friends would not like to see at a show. Like, hey, if you turn the lights on and if you turn the lights off and you do flashing lights, it's going to freak some of our friends out. So don't do that.
Right.
If you're gonna, you know, have loud noises, maybe warn some people that the loud noises might be coming. Like when I say autism acceptance show, we're going to do that show for people, everyone to consume. And it's going to look different than all of our other shows, but it's going to be on purpose because I want people to come to that show. And no matter who you are and no matter what difficulties you have, you can enjoy it like anybody else. So that's way down the line. But for right now,
No, that's amazing. And honestly, you know, for people who do have a platform, especially this year, you know, really step up, use your voice, you know, see if you can help people, charity. That's really what it's all about too. For a business in indie wrestling world that's been so good to me personally, and we always want to give back. So that's what it's all about. Now, Colin, not to be cliche here, but you know, obviously both of us, the Queen of the Indies and myself. Am I the Prince of the Indies? Am I the King of the Indies? I don't know. I'm working on it. I think I have to earn that. But I think as someone
said that we were both big queens, and I'm like, way to out me on the podcast, brother. I mean, I'm pretty open about it, but you know, I save Drag Race for Thursdays. I don't need to.
Oh boy. But anyway, the not to be cliche, but the question being, and I can kind of see the answer already. What set Synergy apart from these other promotions? Like, obviously, I can see you care very much about your roster, except for Brandon Kirk. But what sets Synergy apart?
Look, I hate Brandon Kirk, but if Brandon Kirk but if he got himself a really big wrestling contract somewhere tomorrow, I'd be the first person online to say he deserved it. I don't want to, okay, and that's really what I think sets us apart is, you ever see Good Will Hunting? You ever see that movie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The scene that hits me is the one where Ben Affleck asks Matt Damon what he's still doing here. And he goes, hey man, you're amazing. And my big dream in life is that I'm going to show up to your house to pick you up for work one day and you're not going to be there. Right?
Good.
I don't need to name drop everybody on my roster. I believe in everyone in that room. Whoever's coming in my head. I think LSG is a star. I think Frightmare is a star. I think that everybody, you know, everybody's there because I want them to not be able to work here in the future because they have a contract somewhere that says that they can't. That's what I want. And I think there are a lot of companies out there who want to control people as long as they possibly can. And that's a good business model. That is a way to make money on the independents, to try to lock people down. But and that's fine. But like, I think what sets me apart is I have no jealousy of that. Perfect example. Jordan wants to go work this weekend in Texas. Go. Go. That's a market you don't get to work in all that much. And you get to go be with your boy Myron, and you get to go do your thing. And I love you, and we'll see you when you get home. Go do you. You know, Tony Deppen wins the Garden State Invitational, and he has something else going on for a weekend that I'm doing another show. That's cool, man. Love you. Go get yourself on Ring of Honor. Go do your thing, and we'll see you when you come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not about me. If I wanted this to be about me, I would have never stopped. I would have not quit all my other jobs in wrestling, ringside, and all this other stuff to put other people over. And I think that there's a lot of indie wrestling that is about people running companies so they can have people talk about how great they are. I don't care. And legit, I'm on all these podcasts because I like talking about these guys. It's not about me. Like, I don't care if nobody knows who Colin is, or they've heard my name and they don't know what I look like, or I don't care. As long as you love my crew, I'm good. As long as you love Casey Catal, as long as I don't care if, like I said, if you love Brandon Kirk, that's cool. Come on through. See the Futura stuff. See TJ Crawford. See the Whisper. See Ellis Taylor. See these people who I think are next. See Matt Vertigo. You know? Like, see the dude that you might not know anything about, like Jason Sinclair, and all of a sudden you go, this is a really fucked up active duty Marine. I'm invested. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's it. Like, I just want to put over. It used to be about having fun with my friends, and now I want to put my friends over. And if I can build a platform to put these guys and women in a position to step up another level, that's what this is. And maybe in a couple of years, we become the level that people are trying to step up to. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I can't win unless everybody wins. I can't win unless everybody's moving up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm trying to hold everybody here so I can control them forever, then we only stay here. But if I'm pushing people to the moon, and if I'm trying to bring everybody with me, and if I have to, quote unquote, lose some people along the way, that just means that they made it. And good for them. And I'm grateful for them, you know? And I'm grateful to have been a part of that journey.
Wow.
You see why you guys have to pay-per-view or go to Synergy Wrestling? I've only been preaching this for like how long now?
Also, I mean, if you don't have any interest in that, I'm a big slut and I'll put out.
There you go. You heard it here first.
Sorry, Charlie. Charlie, I'm sorry. I don't mean it. I'm not.
We've lost Tiff at this. Oh boy. But you did touch on this a little bit, Colin. I know we lost her. If you don't
think that I do these podcasts just to pop Tiff, you're out of your mind. Like, this is all this is. Oh, a big old slut.
Yeah, the giggles.
For some reason, I'm done. I'm dead. Oh my god. Okay.
Colin, you touched on this a little bit already, man, and I think Tiff and I. There. Oh boy.
And we lost him. Like, what's up?
Tiff and I, are definitely on the same page. Like, using our platform, like we want to say, or see the wrestlers that we're cool with. We want to help them and promote them. Shameless promo, like I always say here, and I see you're about that. What does it mean to you when you see some of these names like pop up on TV or on Dark or whatever it is? To me, it's just like, man, like, dreams come true. Like, it makes my heart so happy. Like, just to see like people get their dreams. What does that mean to you?
Well, like Warhorse? And,
yeah.
I mean, look, it works both ways. I love Warhorse. Warhorse comes here on July 11th. 2 weeks later, he's on Dynamite. Anthony Green surprises people here on July 25th. 3 days later, he's got an NXT deal. Joe Gacy's going to be here August 29th. Who knows where he's flying to in the next day or two? So, like, And it's not because I'm clout chasing. I've known these guys for years, and it's not about like, oh, Colin made these guys. They made themselves. They made themselves. Nyla Rose came here and wrestled. She made herself. Sonny Kiss was here. He made, whatever, Sonny made Sonny.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's a matter of like, I think there are a lot of people who are very keen to be like, who would look at me in my position and say, I booked Joey Janela on 3 charity shows. I was a big part of Joey Janela. I didn't do shit for Joey Janela. I didn't do a damn thing for Joey, but Joey being on my shows did a lot for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it is that if I put on a quality enough show for a long enough time, people will know that this is a place that they can trust, that they can work on their way up. And so, like, to do a podcast with the Warhorse Jake Parnell in 2017, and then have the Warhorse Jake Parnell come out with buzzed, spiky hair and no face paint and his old gear and defend the 0-1 USA Midwest Championship, junior heavyweight championship at a charity show I ran the month before Synergy started, and then to stay in touch and to see him here and there, and then to be able to run Warhorse's Big Bad Bitchin' Christmas Party last December, and to have Warhorse in the first GSI, and to maybe have him back for our 3rd birthday is something that, you see, I'm always plugging shit. I'm such a whore. But like, it's so dope to be a part of it and watch it happen live. And that's why, like, Tiffany fell in love with the indies, I know, in a lot of ways. It's like, you get to watch, let's talk about a List of Husbands person. You get to watch Anthony Gangone become the one above all, from the rogue to the one above all. You get to watch, Alex Zane, right? You get to watch Alex Zane become an international frickin' rock star. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get to watch, and even on different levels, you get to watch Joey Silver become Sweet Cheeks. You get to watch these things, you know what I'm saying? And like,
dropping off my husband.
Right? You get to watch.
My husband.
You get to watch Charles Mason discover just how devious he really is. Like, you get to watch these things, and it's so cool to like see somebody walking through this. You get to watch Casey Cattell go from this, bubbly girl who snaps Slim Jims into a certifiable badass winning death matches. Like, you get to watch these journeys of people who, you get to watch Frightmare go from the luchadorable Frightmare, who was trained by Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli, Chris Hero, and these people, go from this minion in, Hallowicked's army to a tag team specialist, to a cruiserweight, to Synergy Pro Wrestling's only 2-time champion, and be a cornerstone of a company. And it's just really dope to watch people. It's cool to watch the greatest deathmatch wrestler of a generation, Matt Tremont, become one of the best trainers in America to a bunch of kids.
Crazy.
It's just dope to watch people evolve right in front of your face. It's really cool.
It's cool, and even like for me and Rob, that since we have these platforms to sit here and talk to these wrestlers, it's so cool on our end too. So it's kind of like the same feeling with you to watch all these guys. I kind of feel like, but it's been a roller coaster, and these guys are great. But so, are you gonna drop any special? Like, is there something that maybe like a surprise maybe you might drop for Saturday on this podcast for us?
A surprise?
Please?
You want a surprise? What can I say? What can I do? I've said it. Casey Cattell, I'm expecting to confirm that she will, and you're getting this first. Casey Cattell, I'm fully expecting tonight as we film a pay-per-view panel. I'm fully expecting she will be in for Saturday. I can tell you that it is looking like the Apostles of Chaos, Logan Black, Chris Benet, will wrestle 2 students from the aforementioned Matt Tremont's H2O Undiscovered roster.
Ooh,
Real, really excited to see who steps up for that challenge, because it could be anybody. I mean, it really depends as if it's going to be, kind of bigger, rougher dudes like Christian Ross or Ryan Redfield or Chris Bradley, or whether it's more of a high flyer like a Marcus Mathers or a Dylan McKay or an Austin Luke or somebody like that. It's going to change what kind of flavor a match we get out of that. I'm also looking at it, and KTB Bobby Orlando will open the show Saturday. That's their first match out the gate.
Hot.
I will also say, what I can say about that match is whether he's crazy or he knows what he's doing or he wants to prove something, there's no gimmick. Like, he's not bringing the Shook crew. There's no sneak attack plan. There's no underhanded nothing. Bobby Orlando just really wants to fight KTB, and I think that he's an insane person, but that's fine. That's fine. And I look at it and I'm like, maybe either Bobby Orlando's been stuck inside way too long, or maybe he's just really sick of everybody looking at him like he's a comedy act and he wants to prove that he can step. And he saw what wrestling KTB did for Matt Vertigo last month, and maybe he wants to be the next guy to show out. I don't know. And it could really be anything, but either way, I will say, like, he's not coming to play games and he's not coming to, pull any fast ones. So take that for what that's worth.
Oh, my goodness. Guys, if you're going to the show, okay, because I started one of the last shows, I started bringing streamers.
Yeah.
So I bought streamers, and they're white and blue in honor of Synergy, just so you know. And Ryan T even put a tweet out about everybody. He expects everybody to be streamers. So if you're coming to the show, let's go. Let's
go.
Light it up. Let's bring the streamers.
Ryan T is my day one referee. That man is so good at his job. So good at his job.
And he's a good-hearted soul as well.
He is. I mean, a lot of my inspiration for doing charity stuff is partially from my friend Vin Grayson, who is a former wrestler who has cystic fibrosis, who I love dearly. And the other half is just watching Ryan T donate so much of his time and his money and his energy and his attention to the Valerie Fund and to fighting childhood cancer. And Ryan T is a good dude. And he's a great follow on social media. If you want to know how to get involved with nonprofit organizations through pro wrestling, that's a dude to talk to.
Yeah.
For real. And he'll talk to you at length about it. Like, that, the thing I love about Ryan is that synergy guy where, yeah, you're a fan. Cool. I have all the time in the world to talk to you.
Yeah. He's great.
Love that. Love it about him.
I make him do the Macarena.
And ladies, he is very single. He's a very eligible referee bachelor. Get
there you go, girls.
Put him on your list. Hey, can you start a list of referee husbands?
Yes.
He's a good man. He's a good look. Come on, he's a good looking dude. You can't tell me he's not.
What is this? Hook me up hour? Now you're pimping me out.
What did you think this was?
Oh, okay.
No.
Well then.
No. I love Ryan. I do. He has been he's been day one everything for me. CTW, Synergy, everywhere that I've worked, pretty much Ryan has been there. And I love my crew. Wrestlers, not wrestlers, MC Hale on commentary, Chris Pace Robinson is my other referee right now, who I love to death. People should get to know him. He's a really, really cool human. Whether the ring announcer be Shockey Woodward or David Adams or anybody else, or Tom Fenton at the 7-Eleven show, just get to know my people. They're really, really good humans.
It's also good that I kind of like when I go to Synergy, is that I also see a lot of the wrestlers that might not be working the card, but they're just there to support. And I love that. I love it.
I mean, I'm not name dropping, but the fact that You saw some people at 7-Eleven, like
Sunny Kiss, Faye Jackson, Ariel Next. They were there. Like I was like, let's just hang out.
Silas Young from Ring of
I
Honor.
love it.
And these were people who just like messaged and asked if they could come, and I'm just like, this is what I said. Like there's still this moment of like, I'm just gonna say Silas Young, for example. Like, this is a man who has helped build the foundation for our generation in the business. Like, sir, don't ask my permission to do anything. What do you do? You know, like I'm flattered that someone like that would come and want to see what we're doing. And I'm flattered, and I love that Sonny, who I've known for a while, I've been blessed to know Sonny since almost the beginning, you know, would come back and see how we're doing, you know, and that's really, that's humbling to me that people would want to, like, they know that our shows aren't garbage and time, and the wrestling will be high quality, and the people are nice, and nobody's a C word. I mean, that's pretty much the Synergy theme. I'm working on it right now. Right now, I'm going with Enough is Enough by These Wolves. That's the official Synergy song. But those are kind of the working lyrics for the one that I'm writing. I don't know if it sounds good or not. I can't find anything that rhymes with C word, but I'll figure it out. It's Sea World, but we don't have anything to do with Sea World. I don't get it. This is where I went off the rails with Shining Wizards the other day, by the way. This is where things just went off the rails. I started singing, and it was bad times, and we ended up talking about... so the story behind that, because I know you're going to bring it up, is we were talking about the Paula Abdul video, Opposites Attract, you know, where she's running up and down the stairs with the animated...
Yes, I remember that.
And what I didn't know, which they informed me, was that the name of the animated cheetah thing was MC Scat Cat. And I'm like, well, that's mildly gross. Why would you call anything Scat Cat? That would be like if I had a Synergy mascot and I named it like Harry the Dump Tiger. Or hey guys, everybody come before the show and meet Calvin, the diarrhea cheetah. Like, it's just, why are you MC Scat Cat? That's disgusting. Unless you're into that sort of thing, in which case I don't kink shame. Do your thing. But I mean, like, it's just, why would you? And this is where we are. This is where you can't let me get too far away from topic, because if I do, this becomes a very different podcast.
This is why we don't go live, Colin. This is no, I kid. But
this will all go out in post.
You're oh man. But I did want to ask this very important question. You know, speaking about going live, you did kind of do that live, what was it, a little while, like over a month ago, something like that, where you came on, you talked to the fans, a little Q&A. My question, and I asked you on the live, but I'll ask you here, when are we going to see, maybe at this 3-year show, but when are we going to see the Chris Van Vliet versus John Alba, Emmy on a pole or at the top of a ladder match?
It's not fair because Chris has 4 and John has 1. So how are we going to balance this out? I don't know. I don't know what's happening here with CVV and John. I don't know. It all kind of started on the pay-per-view panel for the Garden State Invitational when John brought his Emmy out. And Chris just had this beautiful display case with all 4 of his sitting right behind him in the corner. And he wasn't being showy about it. He's just like, oh, these I just used to hold down my important documents. These paperweights, all 4,000 of them. And I think that there's a little bit of Emmy envy, if you will, between Alba and CVV. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know if we end up with, like, maybe we do the Trump Vince thing and the loser gets his head shaved. I don't know.
Representative for each competitor. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you Manga and Bobby Lindsay. You remember when nobody knew anybody's names? That was fun.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know when and where. I just don't think that we're going. I'll be perfectly frank. Both of them are very essential to their real life media jobs. And as such, this would be a lot to ask of real life employers, of real life people that they have responsibilities with, to risk COVID and travel and blah, blah, blah. And John lives in Florida. That's a difficult travel situation. I will say this. We would not be talking about it here and there if there was not mutual interest from both parties.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
It's money.
I think that there is a little more than a little professional one-upsmanship going on here.
Oh.
I don't know know what form it will take, but I'm confident that this is something that will materialize in some way in the future.
I love it. And Colin, I do want to be respectful of your time, man. I really do appreciate it. But let's get the shameless promo out of the way. Where can everyone get the event tickets? Where can everyone follow you on social media? All that good stuff.
It's Wednesday. What do you think I'm doing? You think there's anything happening in my life right now? I can DVR that. You can go till, I got another hour and 20. What do you want to do? No, I'm really I'm really thankful that you guys want to shoot the S for a while and have a good time talking. I will talk to anyone. Like I said, I'm not better than anyone and I'm not worse than anyone. I'm just a dude that runs a wrestling company who loves talking to people about that wrestling company. So I appreciate the time. If you want to check out us, the easiest thing that I can do is tell you to go to synergywrestling.com, SYNERGY wrestling.com. You will get the link to tickets for Heatseekers, the link to Fight TV for the Heatseekers stream, links to Fight TV, IWTV, Power Slam TV. All of our past shows are available on one of those 3 platforms. Links to our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube, where we have a bunch of free matches, roster history, championship history, headlines. So like I said, I could give you all 4,000 different links. Just go to the website, synergywrestling.com, and you will find everything that you could possibly need. Heatseekers is this Saturday night, August the 29th, live on Fight TV. If you live in and around Hillsborough, New Jersey, that area, please come party with us live. We're going to have a really, really good time. Frightmare versus Brandon Kirk for the Synergy Championship. TJ Crawford versus The Whisper versus Casey Cattell for the Cruiserweight Crown. Joe Gacy versus Arcadia. LSG versus Matt McIntosh, which is a banger. Anthony Gangone returns versus Corvus, Pratt, and MV Young. I know that there was a lot said about that match on another podcast the other day. Just signed Cruiserweight Crown #1 contenders match. Ellis Taylor versus Charles Mason. PTB versus Bobby Orlando. Apostles of Chaos Open Tag Team Challenge. Let me think. Jason Sinclair versus Matt Vertigo versus Kip Stevens versus Lucky 13 versus Joey Silver in a fatal 5-way. And we have not even mentioned everything that's happening yet.
Oh, gosh.
So there's plenty to look forward to. If you're in the area, tickets are $20 right now. The ring sides are sold out. Tickets are $20. Bring your own lawn chair if you want a lawn chair. The cash bar will be open and socially distanced appropriately. And we are going to have a lot of frickin' fun because that is the most important thing about all of this. If we're not having fun, it's not worth doing.
Yeah.
Live pyro will be in effect.
Oh, I'm a pyro guy. Done deal, man. I'm all about, I've done pyro rants on this show, so that's it.
And we have enough flames and fireballs coming out of these things to make Kane jealous. So it's going to be
my guy.
Oh,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
so
Colin, that's amazing. Yeah, expectations are high. I've heard nothing but good things. Colin, you're a good guy. I appreciate a few minutes of your time on behalf of Tiffany and myself. Continued success moving forward and stay safe, my man.
Do my best. Thank you so much for supporting.
All right, guys. And like I always say here on the BCP, stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We're out. Peace.